for having me this morning. We're so happy to be here. I'm the Vice President of Small Business Solutions with Cisco Canada, and I'd really like to start by thanking SME for having us here this morning.
My name is Mark, this is Christian. We're here from Gold Vision CRM.
My name is Tony Hornick. This has been a very good show.
This morning I'm going to talk a little bit about the transforming workplace.
So we're actually here distributing our startup and scale-up campaign at the conference.
We're here at the Canadian SME Business Expo to promote the Research Facilities Navigator.
Before the pandemic, we were looking at expanding into Europe, and then everything came to a standstill.
We're talking customer disruption, we're talking canceled orders.
In March, we had a 90% drop in revenue.
Our big motto for the whole thing was stay positive and take action.
We couldn't get any product in, and so what we ended up doing was working out a solution with UPS, and we flew it in. I actually can say that UPS is 100% responsible for my success last year.
They were there to support us along the way, and they made it their own problem.
They take care of the little things so we can take care of the big things.
To be a business owner isn't an easy thing. Business owners, entrepreneurs, they're full of passion. They're full of excitement, they're risk takers. The biggest challenge every entrepreneur seems to struggle with relates to a few key principles in business. One thing that clients always come to us looking for advice for is on cash flow. Profit, growth of a business, managing assets, making sure that everything's secured. These are all issues that common business owners tend to have. We're very passionate about working with entrepreneurs and business owners to establish the steps in order for each business owner to realize and define what that success looks like for them. Our goal at GoVro & Associates is to create $1 billion of profit for our clients and create a spirit of entrepreneurship that allows these business owners to truly change the world.
Did you know you can create a greater sense of success when you redefine work? Today's workplace challenges impact security, employee engagement, and customer experience in unexpected ways. Ricoh enables you to change for better, with solutions as empowering as they are effective. We already work differently than we did just a few years ago. As we change, access to critical information becomes more important to manage. Did you know employees engage more when empowered to collaborate and stay connected no matter where they call the office? Ricoh can help by providing solutions for process automation, cloud-based collaboration, document management, and IT services. Enable employees to do their best. That's change for better. Today's workplace needs workplace experts. Let our people help yours do their jobs better, faster, more securely from anywhere. That's how you can redefine work and change for better. Find out more at ricohchangemakers.ca.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Expo 2021. My name is Shiraz Sadiq, your host and consulting editor for Canadian SME Business Magazine. and we're so excited to be here with you all, with all of our guests and partners this morning. Now, as the founder of Leverage Consulting, we help companies calibrate, calculate, and clearly communicate their message to generate greater influence and win more deals. Now, the Canadian SME Business Magazine was passionately birthed with one mission in mind, and that was simply to support and encourage the entrepreneurial spirit that feeds the backbone of the Canadian economy. Of course, that being small and medium-sized business, and we truly believe it is crucial to help restart and re-kick Canada's economy through small business. So again, we encourage everyone to shop local. Now, for the past several years, we've been equipping SMEs with expert knowledge and insight. Together, we would also like to thank these giants who have been critical in reestablishing SMEs as we come out from under the COVID cloud. Of course, the Honorable Mary Ng, Minister Vic Fedeli, the Honorable Perrin Beatty, Rocco Rossi, a friend of ours at Ontario Chamber of Commerce, and of course, Dan Kelly. He's the president of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. And a big thank you to all of our partners. It might seem small on your screen, but the impact that they have in their communities is significant and quite large. Now, having said all of that, once again, welcome to this high value event at a very low cost, free event. And we're so thankful and honored and privileged to put this on for you all. It is actually the largest gathering of small and medium-sized businesses this year so far. Now, this expo continues to infuse business owners with the type of entrepreneurial resilience that is required to get us to the other side. You will absolutely learn from giants throughout the course of the next couple of days. To give you an example of some of the panels that will be operating, focusing on leadership, technology, business finance, digital transformation. Really looking forward to today at 12:30, where an exclusive panel dealing with women entrepreneurship, financial management, and of course, market competitiveness and how to boost your sales performance. Now, on behalf of Canadian SME, we'd like to thank all of you for joining us today, but we want to take a moment to thank our partners who without them today would not be possible. Nerds on Site, probably probably up there with my grandfather as one of the nicest men that I've ever met in my life. You'll have the opportunity to hear from Charlie Reagan in a little bit, one of the founders of Nerds on Site, Deloitte, the Leslie Group, Williams HR Law, UPS, our friend Paul Gaspar will be joining us very shortly to share some thoughts, Rico, and of course, Platinum, our Platinum sponsor, Gavreau and Associates. Now, that is a session that you don't want to miss. To hear about him and the books that he's written that align with our mission to support SMEs, you're really going to want to find out how to get a copy of his book that will be coming out soon. Now, quickly, I just want to show you an agenda. Now, what we're going to do right now, we're actually going to post in the chat a link to the agenda. So don't worry about writing all this information down. There's a lot. We'll put a link to our website. The agenda will be there, and feel free to peruse to pick out which sessions are going to be most beneficial for you to attend today. Now, going through the agenda, there are a couple of highlights that I do want to point out to you. Tomorrow at 3:30. Now, I did mention that today, this is a 2-day event. So tomorrow, June 22nd, really encourage you to make sure you carve out the time for probably one of our last sessions, and that will be with Wayne Roberts. He's the founder and president of Blade Creative. And we'll just move on to the next slide here. Thank you. Some of the moderators hosting our panels will be, of course, Anna Sinclair, Christelle Francois, and Stephen Call. Now, Stephen Call, he's the head of mobile product management services and strategy at Samsung. Some of the things that they're coming out with and are doing will completely help you innovate the way that you are doing what you do today from a technology perspective. And he will be focusing on the benefits of diversity in a workplace for small business. and our exhibitors, of course. In short order, in the chat, we're going to post a link. And in that link, you'll be able to reach out to all of our exhibitors today. Now, when you click on that link, one of the first ever completely virtual trade show floors, you'll be able to interact 3D with our vendors, Zoom. And thank you, Zoom, for your participation today. Rico, CIBC, Spire, Gavro CPA, the Leslie Group, and of course, all of our other partners here. A couple that I do want to mention are Nespresso and UPS. Now, some of the things that they're doing today on the trade show floor will make sure it is worth your time to attend. Now, our first guest today is the Minister of Small Business. Mary Ng, as most of you know who she is, she's the Minister of Small Business, Export Promotion, and International Trade. The Honorable Mary Ng, well, we all know the crucial role that government policy plays in creating an environment for small businesses to thrive. It does give me great pleasure to introduce the Minister of Small Business, Export, and International Trade, Mary Ng, to deliver the opening remarks this morning. From promoting Canada to the world as a great place to do business, to helping our entrepreneurs and business grow and access new markets, Minister Ng is focusing on helping Canadians succeed. And just before we throw it to her, my apologies, I did miss something. What I'd like to do is go back a couple of slides, if that's okay, just one or two slides. I do want to point out, and here we are here. This is the view that you'll be able to reach out, for example, to Al at Spire. When you enter into the virtual trade floor, you'll be able to meet Al, interact with him in this space right here. I'll give you another example of another booth that's set up, and that's aiming. You'll have the opportunity to meet Darcy. Fantastic. And not only will you be able to learn about what they do, they're more interested in learning how they can help you do what you do. Now, I have to tell you, we had the opportunity to sign tons and tons of vendors. We didn't. We exclusively handpicked these vendors, knowing that they'd be able to offer you the greatest amount of return for your time being invested today at this expo. So again, we want to thank all of our partners. Devin will actually be doing a keynote momentarily, and you're going to be interested in what Zoom is doing in the Canadian space specifically. So we're really excited to have her join us today as well. Now, back to the Honorable Mary Ng, and I apologize for the delay with, I did have that misstep with not mentioning her name, pointing out the booths earlier. And please, again, the link will be in the chat. Please go ahead and click that link and you'll be able to visit our virtual trade show floor. And without further ado, we'd like to introduce the Minister. And our apologies, we're just getting the sound set up for the Minister. She will be joining us momentarily. She is with us. We're just trying to get her mic on, and then she'll be able to share her thoughts. Now, I'm not sure about you, but when I saw the recap of the event that we did last year, I'm not sure if that made me feel bad of what we missed, or if it's something that we can look forward to. But I do know now that the Minister is with us, so we can look forward to hearing from her now. Thank you, Minister.
It's the proverbial, you're on mute. Good morning, how are you?
Doing fantastic, and thank you for joining us today. I gotta point out, as I was leaving the home this morning, my wife was like, hey, black and white, does that really gonna work? And I was like, I don't know, but I'm trying my best. I made my hair. That should be good enough. And then I see you join us looking perfect in your white and red, matching the flags behind you.
Oh, well, welcome
Nice
to
move.
my dining room. We are still doing this virtually, and we're starting to get out there and do some events that are hybrid in nature. In fact, right after this, I am going to be heading into my riding, and we're going to be doing something really fun and exciting there. But it will still be hybrid because it's national in nature. So I will be there physically, but others will be joining us virtually. So we're still in this for a little while longer, but it's certain there's a lot to be optimistic for, and we certainly are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But look, I want to thank you and Canadian SME. You have really been terrific throughout. I mean, you always are, but during this pandemic, I think even more so for so many of the businesses that have been really impacted. And so I want to thank you and your team for the terrific work as well.
Thank you. And at this time, the audience would love to hear your thoughts and any message that you have to give us a sense of optimism. You can feel that something has shifted in the air. I'm not sure if it was the open patios this weekend, but something shifted in the air. And really excited to hear your thoughts about where we're headed. And again, thank you for joining us this morning to open up the expo.
Well, thank you so much, Shiraz, and I really want to thank you for that introduction. And again, all my best, and thank you to Canadian SME Magazine for giving me this opportunity to speak. And I think that there is a sense of optimism, but where I would start and where I will end with this is a big thank you to Canadian small and medium-sized enterprises, who are literally the very heart of our main streets and our communities all across Canada. I think that the reason people are feeling this way is that Canadians and small and medium-sized businesses have been so resilient in this work, and we've all had to do it together as Team Canada. And on that, I want to say that it's terrific to be here as part of Team Canada. I know my provincial colleague, Minister Fideli, will also be here, so it's wonderful. It's wonderful to share a post with him. But before I begin to say a few words to kick this off, let me just acknowledge that I'm speaking to you from the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Chippewa, and the Wendat people. And for those of us who are settlers or even immigrants to Canada, it's important to recognize that Indigenous peoples have always been here and that they'll have a role to play, and we all have a role to play in reconciliation moving forward. And on behalf of our government, it really is my pleasure to welcome everyone to the Canadian SME Small Business Expo. It would be an understatement to say that this past year has been challenging. But with vaccine rollout ramping up across the country and provinces reopening safely, I think this is to your point, there is much to be optimistic about in the months ahead. And to all of you, thank you so much for stepping up over this last year. Our government has stepped up alongside you. We will continue listening to you and supporting you as we finish this fight and get on that road to recovery. And to finish the fight against COVID-19, our government has extended the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy and the Canada Emergency Rent Subsidy to September, with the flexibility, should we need it, and I hope we don't, if it's needed. And if we don't, it'll be because we continue to do the hard work of keeping Canadians safe and keeping managing the spread of COVID-19 and keeping those cases down. But we're also making sure that we are supporting you to bridge this recovery, which is what exactly Budget 2021 is all about, that the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister outlined very recently. Programs like the Canada Recovery Hiring Program is going to assist businesses in bringing more workers back, hiring new workers, or increasing the hours and compensation of those that they already have so that we can recover more quickly. We also announced significant investments to support the success of diverse entrepreneurs, many I know who are here, whether it is through the Women's Entrepreneurship Strategy, investments for Indigenous entrepreneurs, or investments to help Black entrepreneurs get access to lending, which is such a critical issue that I hear from all small and medium-sized businesses, and particular entrepreneurs face even more barriers. So this is part of what our government is doing to make the economy more inclusive, to bridge the gaps that racialized entrepreneurs have faced for far too long. Budget 2021 is ambitious. It's not going to just get us on that road to recovery. It's going to take us to where we need to go to be even more competitive, more innovative, and even a more resilient Canada. So from decisive action to lowering credit card fees, to historic investments in digital and technology adoption, this is also the most small business friendly budget in Canadian history. And it reflects our new realities. We recognize that COVID-19 has significantly changed many ways that our economy operates, including rapid expedited shift to the digital economy. More businesses have moved online in the last 6 to 12 months than have been in the last decade. And as Canadians, our ability to adopt, to create, and to excel in this new digital economy is going to determine our ability to be successful in the future and to grow our economy and to be competitive as a nation, which is why in Budget 2021, we're investing $4 billion over the next 5 years in the digital and technological competitiveness of Canadian small businesses. And through these investments, we'll directly support 160,000 businesses, creating jobs for nearly 30,000 well-trained young Canadians. So from Main Street retailers that are looking to move from brick and adding that click and expanding their businesses through e-commerce, to digitizing companies that are manufacturers, for example, that are looking to become more efficient through tech adoption, we'll be there to help them grow. And we're investing in you. We know that with the right supports, small businesses, which make up 98% of all Canadian businesses, can change this game. This is why investing in you is so important in our recovery and in our long-term growth. This truly is the most significant budget in our nation's history. It's now the time to lean in, to build back a more innovative, inclusive, and sustainable future. This is a time to build Canada that is ready to compete in the 21st century. So I want to thank you. And as you embark on the next 2 days, I want to remind everyone that in the weeks and months to come, the government is going to continue to do whatever it takes to support you. You've always, you always have and will continue to be the hearts of communities across this country, and you really are the backbone of Canada's economy. So enjoy the next 2 days and know that we'll be here and we'll work alongside you as Team Canada. So thank you so very much.
Thank you. And 2 very quick thoughts. We are going to steal that. I'm not sure if you came up with it, but we're going to give you credit for it. Add the click to the brick. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. We're certainly going to take that and run with it. And secondly, I have to tell you, as you are aware, at 12:30, we do have a focus on women entrepreneurship, a specific panel. But I have to tell you personally, my 16-year-old daughter is inspired by the work that you do personally. Politics might be in her future. I don't know. But I just want to give you a quick shout out on behalf of my 16-year-old. So thank you, Minister, for joining us and being with us today.
Well, thank you so much. And you tell her to do it. And I know with you as her dad, she'll get all of the encouragement and support. We need young people like her who want to be a part of their future. This is what we're all doing this for. It's for our today, but it's certainly for the future. So bravo to her. That's wonderful.
Yeah, well, I got to give her mom a lot of credit for that one. That's for sure. And thank you again, Ministering, for joining us and for your kind words.
Good. All right. All the very best and have a good couple of days.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
And now her provincial counterpart, the Honorable Minister Vic Fedeli. As most of you know, he's been involved in this space for, well, let's just call him a lifelong entrepreneur and public civil servant. He's a successful business person and author. He, as you are aware, his portfolio today is the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade, and Chair of the Cabinet. In 2011, Minister was elected to the Ontario Legislature and now serving his 3rd term as MPP for Nipissing. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us as we welcome the Honorable Victor Fedeli.
Thank you, Shiraz, for that kind introduction. What a great opportunity. I can say as a lifelong entrepreneur, it's an honor to be at the Canadian SME Expo with some of the very best small business leaders and entrepreneurs. On behalf of another lifelong entrepreneur, Premier Ford, our government thanks you for your hard work and your sacrifice. Being a small and medium-sized business owner is tough, even in the best of times. And you all have endured an unfair share of COVID-19's economic burdens. Canadian SME Business Magazine organized this expo out of passion and admiration for entrepreneurs. So again, thank you, Shiraz. This government is very much aligned with that high regard. Despite the unprecedented challenges, small businesses never stopped serving the people of Ontario. Throughout it all, you've continued to serve all of your communities. Our government is humbled by your selflessness and inspired by your ingenuity. We're determined to equip Ontario's small businesses to survive this pandemic while helping you prepare to thrive as the economy gets back on track. Our last budget was heavily focused on driving Ontario's post-pandemic economic recovery. We know the pandemic has been especially hard on small business, and that's why we strengthen resources like the Ontario Small Business Support Grant to provide eligible small business with another round of funds to meet urgent needs. As of June 16th, more than 110,000 small businesses in Ontario have received grants, which means that each have received a total of between $20,000 and $40,000 in support. And recently we announced a commitment of up to $100 million to help eligible small business in the tourism and travel sector. The new Ontario Tourism and Travel Small Business Support Grant will provide one-time grants of between $10,000 and $20,000 to help eligible small businesses navigate this challenging period. That's in addition to the $3 billion that's already been issued just this year alone in grants. COVID-19 has presented many challenges, but it's also presented opportunities. With a steady rise in online sales giving hope to many businesses, Ontario is investing a further $10 million in the Digital Main Street program, Clicks and Bricks, as Minister Ng mentioned earlier. This will help more small businesses achieve a digital transformation to serve customers effectively online. So to date, the program has provided more than 20,000 businesses with support launching or expanding online sales, and it also generated jobs for more than 1,600 students. And we're also connecting eligible businesses with additional resources that offer digital support, financial planning, personalized advice. We're providing rebates to cover costs related to property taxes and energy bills. And we're fully committed to doing everything we can to support our businesses along the road to recovery, because your success is what drives Ontario and Canada's economy. So best wishes for a productive and a successful expo. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak today, Shiraz.
Thank you, Minister Vic Fedeli. Now, I got to tell you, this might be coming out of left field, but you've received this question so many times. We have no less than 7 questions being asked, and they're all, well, of the same nature. Kudos for the yellow flowers to match your tie. Fantastic touch. Absolutely fantastic touch. But the question is, and no exaggeration, we have 7 questions. Hey, can you finally ask them where the yellow came from? Because you are so consistent. Where did the yellow come from?
I'll give you the 30-second version. You know, I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I was never involved in politics before. Back in 2003, I had sold my business. I had been retired, and I was really getting under my wife's feet. You can blame her for me getting into politics. She said, you know, you have all the answers. You should run for mayor. And I did. I ran for mayor of my hometown, sort of never a politician before. So I wanted to brand myself like all good business people. I had a brand, and it was going to be, I'm going to have a theme, and it's going to be a color. And I'm going to have my signs and my brochures, and yeah, I'll wear that tie. So it was, you know, I wanted it to be non-political. So no red, no blue, no orange, no green. And that left a really limited palette, and yellow was sticking out nice and cheery. And I said, all right, that's it. I'm going to brand myself with the yellow signs and yellow brochure, yellow tie, which I wear one of my 65 yellow ties every single day. So there's your answer. It's all about branding and marketing.
There you go. And thank you once again, Mr. Vic Fedeli. And no pressure at all to our next guest, our friend, Paul Gaspar at UPS, where we want to know what color tie his branding represents now. And again, no pressure at all, but let's see if you can follow that up. Our friend at at UPS. He is the director of small business, again, at UPS. His 29-year career began in 1991 in operations. He's responsible for educating, informing small businesses about the customized services. You heard earlier in the intro about how they make your problem their problem and take responsibility to partner with you. Well, that's what he and his team of ambassadors fulfill in the Canadian space. So without further ado, Paul, thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, I guess I got to answer the first question right off the bat, Shiraz, and that's the color of the tie, even though it's not on. But I think most people can guess, being with UPS, which is now 30 years, what do you think? It's got to be brown, right? Of course, it's the brown color tie. But again, thanks, Shiraz. Again, welcome everyone to the Canadian SME Business Expo 2021. Shiraz indicated, I'm Paul Gaspard, Director of Small Business for UPS Canada, and I am thrilled to be here today with all of you. And not just today, but tomorrow, as this is a two-day event, as Shiraz has made very clear, with a lot of great presentations and a lot of really rich information that hopefully you can take away and use to move forward. Speaking of moving forward, small business moving forward, what an appropriate theme and timing for this year's event. As more Canadians continue to receive their vaccines and restrictions across Canada finally being lifted, business owners are now opening up their doors to their customers again, which is what we want to see. Over the last 15 months, Canada's entrepreneurial spirit, that can-do attitude of so many Canadian businesses owners, turn a challenging situation into an opportunity to learn and basically reevaluate many of your business processes. So as we move towards a full opening, which we're all looking forward to, you may need to continue to pivot, improve your e-commerce capabilities, which we heard from the ministers, find solutions for your supply chain needs. While e-commerce has leveled the playing field in so many ways, we firmly believe that with a little help, businesses can come back stronger and foster a recovery that's more equitable and inclusive. So since the pandemic hit, as frontline workers ourselves, it's been rewarding to be a part of your journey. And UPS continues to do our best to keep that flow of goods moving. We believe that the comeback is always stronger than the setback, and that what you've faced in the last 15 months, you're now at the front of that to actually thrive and move forward. And that's why we're thrilled to play a small part in helping business owners, again, not only survive, but actually thrive as we move forward. So please enjoy the next 2 days, ask questions, provide your thoughts. This collaboration that we have between our communities of both small and large businesses, it's so important so that we can actually learn from each other, provide mentorship, new services, support to ensure the success for all, and of course, small businesses as we move forward. So enjoy the expo, and I'm looking forward to seeing and talking to you over the next 2 days. Thanks, Raj.
You as well, Paul. And one of the initiatives that I'm really excited about, we will over the next couple of days be able to speak about the bit that you do with us, the UPS Small Business of the Day. Now, it has nothing to do with moving products from here to there. It has everything to do with uplifting the entrepreneurial spirit and profiling folks who can benefit from support. So we really want to thank you for the work that you do with the UPS Small Business of the Day. It's a collaborative project that you've built out with us. And again, over the next couple of days, we'll definitely be able to deep dive into that for sure.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. And now this next guest, a bit of an anomaly for me. Most times, most of the guests have had the opportunity to meet prior. And reading into Robert's story has been fascinating and captivating. The accomplishments that he's been able to achieve in his firm, again, he's a partner at Gavreau and Associates, and his accomplishments so far, I'm really excited about where he's headed. He's written books. One of his best-selling writings is The Wealthy Entrepreneur, dedicated to sharing his vision to results framework. I won't fill in the blanks for him. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I do just let me do a plug, not because he asked it to, but just because I read a few pages of it so far. And I got to tell you, Robert, thank you for putting this out there. I'm only about 2 chapters in, and I've already benefited from it. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Gavreau.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for that. Yes, I appreciate the plug, The Wealthy Entrepreneur, available on Amazon. Maybe that's my plug too. But I'm glad that you found some quick value out of it. There's lots of great little tidbits in there. But listen, I am so excited to be here today and tomorrow to participate in what I know is going to be a really incredible event. So on behalf of our entire team at GoPro CPA, we are honored to be the platinum sponsor for this event and are beyond excited to contribute to what we know will be an incredible few days of investing in learning, connection, and personal growth. Our team at GoPro CPA was founded to serve the business financial interests of the Canadian SME market, including the delivery of custom accounting, tax, and bookkeeping services that are all supported by the ongoing business advice that SMEs need to take their business to the next level while achieving financial mastery in their business. Over the last 15 months, we have doubled down on supporting this incredible opportunity, providing free resources and guidance to ensure that we continue to not only survive, but thrive, which seems to be a common theme in our new evolving economy. One of the results of our continued investment is our new program. It's a virtual CFO program that we offer that's allowed us to work one-on-one with some of Canada's greatest entrepreneurs, helping them develop financial confidence, helping them to develop effective business and financial strategy, and helping them accumulate wealth at an accelerated pace, all while helping them outline their pathway to financial freedom and ultimately unleashing their unlimited potential. We all know that the last 15 months have been nothing short of absolutely challenge. For the shutdown in our economy, to adapting to a remote work environment, to the uncertainty of ongoing health concerns, to managing the emotional overwhelm of our teams, our friends, and our families. It has been difficult and stressful, to say the least. However, our future is extremely bright. With every economic disruption comes a time of great economic opportunity. Now is the time to continue to invest in you, to invest in your team, and to capitalize on the opportunity that lies ahead. Here's some great news. You have now taken the right steps that are necessary to put you in the right place, to learn from and collaborate with the right people, and you've committed the time to listen, learn, and hopefully implement the things that you can take away from this event. Since you're here, make this promise to yourself that you will open your mind to future possibilities, that you will commit to finding better ways to do what you currently do, and that you will commit to taking the great ideas that resonate with you and get them implemented in your business, regardless of their imperfection. So often we wait for everything in our business to be perfect, but perfection prevents progress. As my good friend Tony Robbins says, the path to success is to take massive, determined action. Let's take what we learn over these next few days, implement positive change in our businesses, change the lives of those we work with, and build powerful momentum together. Let's change the world starting today. I'm committed to helping each and every one of you take your business to the next level, and I look forward to the opportunity to share more of our resources as we kick off this incredible 2-day event. Enjoy this moment, entrepreneurs, and let's make this a moment in history where we look back and say, this is where it all started. Thank you for investing in you. Thank you for showing up for everyone else that's here. And thank you for being the difference that the world needs right now. Together, we are stronger.
Wow. Okay. Well, I know that you're up a number of times over the next couple of days, but I do want to pick your brain for a couple of minutes real quick. This is purely selfish. Hopefully somebody else benefits from this. Just before you made a comment about a quote from Tony Robbins, you said something else. You said, perfection impedes progress. What do you mean by that?
Well, I know from my personal experience, being a professional accountant and financial expert, perfectionism sometimes falls in line with what we do. And I know there's been so many times over our career or over my entrepreneurial career where I've delayed implementing something that I know could help somebody because I wasn't satisfied that it was perfect. And a lot of times the impact that I'm able to have is restricted based on the fact that I'm waiting for that time for perfection. So a lot of times what we need to do, or what I need to do, and many others, I know people can relate to this, is that we need to implement and make changes on the fly and adapt to feedback and progress that we're making in our new innovative solutions. Instead of waiting until it's perfect, let's get it out there, let's start changing lives, and then let's adapt to it and make it as close to perfect as we can.
Perfect. And thank you for the unprepared response, folks. That wasn't prepared. I just heard him make a statement that was just fantastic. And true to form, this is what I heard about you, that it's not just your knowledge isn't in a book, it's actually here and with your team. It's living. So thank you for bringing to life your knowledge for all of us to share as well. Thank you once again, Robert, for being with us. I know that you'll be back up shortly. What I wanted to do really quickly is remind everybody about our virtual trade show floor. And on our floor, I wanted to point out some of the vendors that once again have joined us today. And here are some of the exhibitors. Of course, we've mentioned Zoom, Ricoh, and CIBC, but I also wanted to mention Advanced Analytics and Research Lab. Folks, if you have not heard of the work that they do and how your business can benefit from the work they do, please visit them. Please find out more about what they do and who they are. And I'm more than certain, again, I did mention earlier that we had the opportunity to have tons of exhibitors. But once again, we hand selected these folks knowing that they can add very specific value to what you do. TELUS businesses here. And you know, it's not just a matter of picking up your cell phone from TELUS anymore. The services that they offer specifically geared towards business is why you want to visit them. And if you check the chat, again, in about 30 seconds, we'll be dropping the link once again, and you'll be able to click on that link and head over to the trade show floor. Again, the virtual booths are just beautiful. If we can just go ahead and move to the next example, I want to be able to show the audience. This is the type of booth that you'd be able to walk through when you visit the Ricoh Ricoh booth. And of course, Christina is waiting there to greet you and her team. So please feel free to visit them. Next, you'll also have the opportunity to visit with Charlie Regan and his team at Nerds on Site. UPS, and you know, Paul is so busy that, you know, it's his team that will be there with you. So Felipe is waiting for you. So folks, please, when you go and see Felipe today, please say hello on behalf of Canadian SME. And also, we did mention that Wendy is at the TELUS booth. And what I didn't mention is Michael will actually be there. So please say hello to Michael. And this is important. When Minister Mary Ng was with us, and when the Honorable Minister Vic Fideli was with us representing our government, we know the crucial role that they play in policy and helping reestablishing our footing in the marketplace, right? And we're so honored and excited that they have taken the time to take a booth, spend some time. If you have questions, anything related to what and how they can be of service to you, please, they're with us, they're on our side, they're here, and they're doing their best to help guide us through this COVID cloud period that we're in. So please visit Imanzi and the team at that booth. CIBC, Dominic Pepe is there. Now, I got to tell you, I have a little bit of a bent. We have a lot of family that works at CIBC, so woohoo, go CIBC. Please visit Dominic and his team there. And Nespresso, folks, see how they can help in caffeinating your team, aside from caffeinating your team, but the services that they offer for office settings as you prepare to return to office. Please speak to Louise and her team, and they'll be able to help you out. The Leslie Group, my apologies, Dougal Martin and his team are there. And folks, look at the layout of the booths. When you'll get there, you'll be able to see how you get to navigate and walk through virtually the floor to the point where you finally arrive and get to hang out with Dougal. and Zoom. Devin McDonald's team will be there. You'll actually hear from her later on today. Really excited to hear about what they're doing in the Canadian space specifically, having recently opened up offices here in Canada. And of course, the Gavreau team. Hannah Phillips will be there. Again, folks, the opportunity to walk through this virtual floor and visit them at this fabulously orchestrated and constructed booth. You'll have a fantastic time. Find out what their services are all about. It's not just a matter of sounding smart. They can add the smart decision to your next move. That's why you need to get in touch with them. And of course, Darcy will be waiting at Aiming, and I will be at Spire. Folks, we would encourage you to finally visit Action Coach Business Coaching. Rick Moore is there. And again, hand selected because we know the value that him and his team can add to you. We'll be back next at 10 a.m. Take a short bio break. Please interact with the exhibitors, find out what they are all about and how they can support you. And we'll be back at 10 a.m. and with a special note from Robert at that time. Thank you, folks.